Hello, welcome fam. This is another day of me visiting school. So this is the jotter that I did for the schools for my school club. Welcome fam to my channel. This is Monica Arinze. This is my school team project going to secondary school in FCT to create disability awareness for them. So this is the first time I came to JSS Gariki to submit the approval letter from SEP. That's me. See that I'm ready and up to the task. So this beautiful day, I scheduled a particular day that I can actually kick off the club where the students will be there. So that is this is like my second visit or third visit, but today I submitted the letter to them and I agreed a particular date and time with them. The coordinator of the club or the school metro promised to help me get the students ready during the time. Okay, that will be a very good one. So this is the administrative
reach
block.
make Nigeria not even borrow money from any country.
Getting ready to leave. So the day has come. The day that I have to talk to the students that they go. So I came early. They've already seated the seats for me. So I was waiting for the student to come and settle in. So we'll start the business of the day. So continue working. So what is this task all about? Is to create awareness about what disability inclusion, so that they will be the change agents in our society, in our community, because I get to find out many of them don't understand what disability is all about and they have a different perceived idea about it. So this club is going to educate them, enlighten them, and we'll share our ideas together. So like here now, we've started. It seems that they're a bit far off from me and some of them cannot actually hear me. So I asked all of them to bring their seat closer so that I will not strain my voice. So our first topic is about disability, myths and the misconceptions of disability. So I told them, have you heard about anything like disability before? Have you seen a person with disability? They said yes. Looking at me, I'm one of them. I said, that's good. So I let them know that disability is what? A condition which can be physically, sensory, intellectually, visible, or invisible, which will affect a person or limit a person from movement, from senses, and also carrying out the person everyday activities. And let them know that disability can also be visible and invisible. It can be something you can see, something you can touch. I also want to know if they really understand visible and invisible. They said yes, the students are really intelligent students. I can tell you that. So we continue. I give them what? Examples. You see me now, they can see my own type of what? Disability is physical. They said yes. If there's some person you can see their own physical, is sensory, is neurological, or it could be mental health condition. Then we now move to the business of the day. We'll continue interacting, discussing, enlightening them to understand what disability is. It's not that they're going to be person with disability, but they'll be able to make a very good policies for person with disability in future. Then getting this idea will help a whole lot in our community. And I tell them, okay, we have about 6 different types of disability according to United Nations. We have the physical disability. Like me, you can see my own physical. People that use clutches or people that use prostates and many other ones. It's physical, or like spinal cord injury is physical, because I'm a spinal cord injury survivor. I'm a spinal cord injury disability person. You can see I use a wheelchair because I cannot be able to move. I cannot be able to stand. I can't run. So this one will limit me from what? My movement. But also, for person that is physically, I can use a wheelchair to move from point A to point B. But people that are visually impaired, people that cannot use their eyes 100%, how can you communicate to them? We use words, sign language. Oh, we use sign language for people that are hearing impaired. But people that are visually impaired, they use what they call braille, or you speak out loud for them to hear. So this is how you see different kinds of disability. Because this one is actually physical. They will not talk about the sensory disability, what can affect your what senses. It has to do with your eyes, your ears, you know. All this can affect what how person can what function properly when I have intellectual disability. Most of them have the people who call it affects their way of learning. They are low in learning, slow in speech or reasoning or coordination. So you can have autistic child, you can have a Down syndrome. You have there's another one, ADHA or so. So all this will affect the way they reason and also mental health condition as well. Then you now have what we call what? Mental health condition. People that I told them in a layman will say, oh, they are mad people. They're not mad, they call them that their mental health is what is challenged because all the organs of their body, most of them are functioning very well. They can walk, they can run, they see, they hear, their hands, everything. But they are coherent in the understanding. Their intellectual or damaged functionality. Some part has been like to use the word damage or not really functioning, and it affects the way they react to people. We can get it through what depression when people are emotionally down. Okay, then we now move to another part of disability, which we call the neurological disabilities. I always give them example when they do what they call the central nervous system as a diagram of the brain. Brain connects to a long tube, which is the nervous system, down to the buttocks bone. So when any of the part of the nerve is damaged by accident, by fall, or any kind of it, or even trauma, it affects the part of the body. I give them an example as a spinal cord injury survivor. During my own, the lower limb, the nervous system of the lower limb T11, T12 was also what damaged, which affected me from not working. So you can see, as a spinal cord injury survivor, we have multiple disabilities. We are under physical disabilities. We are also under neurological disabilities. And when you're depressed or emotionally down, you'll be under what? Intellectual disability. You can see we are in a multiple kind of disability most times or sometimes. So I give them that word as an example. That if we have one person with disability in this our club, if you have somebody like that, you don't need to discriminate, talk down on the person because you're going to cause what? Multiple disability for the person. Then at the point I asked one of them question, what do you understand this term? They were able to answer that. And I told them as a community, as a club, there is a terminology we use in disability word community. You don't say this person is blind or this person is deaf. Yes, that's what it used to be. But it's better to use the word they are hearing impaired or visually what impaired. They will not feel sidelined. They will not feel what very angry. They know you are speaking what to them. So this young woman that walked in, it's actually the representative from FCT Secondary School Board. He has been very helpful and very supportive to see that this club is moving and to see that students are really being impacted. So we'll continue with the class, with the gist. I was happy that they are learning something new. And one of them in the class said, have you seen person, your relative, anybody you know that was not born with disability and has it? Yes, one of the boys in the class said, yes, that the uncle had an accident and the leg was broken and now that he's using what? Crutches. He said, so what kind of disability will you call it? It's physical. So now will you be able to support this person in their house wholeheartedly? Say yes, they can be able to do what? To support. So they start saying that to them the disability is not a weakness. It's just what? A diversity. So if you see it that way, you'll be thinking louder and know that you make your environment inclusive. The most important of is make this environment inclusive, be able to be change agent and be able to contribute greatly in what? In our environment. And the last part of it is invisible word disability. So what? So what you cannot say, but you say affects what? The person, like chronic pain. Sometimes we don't take it as something serious. But I'll tell you, many persons with spinal cord injury or other related kind of disability, there are multiple disabilities. For anybody that you know that is a spinal cord injury survivor, he is or she is a what? A multiple disabilities. You can say the person is physical disabilities. You can fall under also at the same time neurological disability. You can also fall under intellectual disability, being depressed, being emotional down. And another one is what? Chronic pain. Because sometimes we don't know that chronic pain is a disability or will impede you to carry out your normal activity. Are you seeing it? One person with 5 or 4 types of what? Disability at the same time. Then Anna asked him a question. Why do you think it's important that we include person with disability in our environment? Why is disability inclusion is important? Why is disability inclusion important? Why should we make our environment accessible for them? Why should they even come to school? Why should they live like a normal person? One of the intelligent students there answered very well because we don't need to make them feel down. They need to be valued and they need to go to school and also show what? Respect and empathy to them. You just hit the nail on the head. Then one of them also contributed and all that. So I continue. And one of the things I like is the atmosphere. The serene was quiet. They were all attentive because I told them that it's better to listen and write. Now I understand that way back in school because we always eager to write without not listening. You don't know what you hear, you write, and you forgot to write. But when you listen, you can be able to write in your own words. So my name is Monica Arinze. Continue watching my channel. This is from the We See a Success Foundation, and this is our school teams project, which is to create awareness, disability awareness and inclusion initiative in what? In secondary school under the Global Ability Network Clubs. This also to let you know that this is not going to be a one-off thing. It's going to be a consistent and continuous activity. It will be a continuous and what? Continuous and continuous and continuous and continuous activity. Then after that, I said, why? Let's look at the meat and the reality. So that the meat is what we believed about person with disability. We believe a lot of things about them, whether it's true or not true. So I said, and one of the mains we believe is that a person with disabilities are always sick. I told them, no, they're not always sick. But when they need to attend to go to hospital like a normal person, in reality, they will go. The person with disabilities, they are what? Always need help. In reality, they don't always need help. They are independent, they are skillful, but they can need support at certain time. I said, then for me, for example, yes, there are things I can do for myself. There are sometimes I can need somebody. You cannot say that I need help all the time. The person with disability does not go to school, does not work, does not do that or that. No person with disability goes to school. That's why we are talking about inclusion in school. Person with disability goes to school, earn a living, go to work. So person with disability does not just stay in the house, sleep without no what contributing. So I tell them, is it important to make your school inclusive? If I'm a teacher in your school, will I be able to teach? They say no, because I won't be able to wheel around. So the secondary schools we have in FCT is need to be do little infrastructural adjustment so that person with disability that is a wheelchair user will be able to do what? To wheel around. You will not tell the person to go special needs school. No. It's good to mix person with disability with normal people within the school environment so that both people can learn what together. Yes, there is an important need for special school for some high level of disability that you need to take time to teach them, to lecture them, or to train them. So they were giving me their attention, they're giving me, where they say they're really attentive. It was flowing, when I asked the question, they were able to follow suit. They were not in any way lacking. I'll tell you that their attention, their audience, their supportiveness is very, very, very satisfactory. I'll give that to Jesus Garrick and other schools too. It's very, very well satisfactory. So this is one of the things that I started doing. It should be done earlier than now, but God has a way that I have to start it towards the tail end of the year. So this is how I continue my lecturing with them. I told them that what I used to teach for your school is what I use for every school. I prepare a document, is the same. I did not add anything, I did not remove. Because all the schools I'm meeting this first batch of my pilot school, they will have what? Quiz. I will conduct a quiz for them probably after the first term next year, towards the second term, so I can be able to have gotten enough partnership, enough support. And they were all eager when I say there is quiz. Because whenever there is a quiz, there is a present. Whenever there is a quiz, there is a competition. And children like competition. They know that competition, there's something that is going to come out of it. So, but we'll continue moving, and I believe that where there is a vision, there is a provision. I'll be able to run with this course. For now, we'll continue. Why inclusion matters in secondary schools. I talked about how you can talk to a person with disability. You don't need to discriminate. You don't need to use foul languages for them. And why accessibility is also important. Inclusiveness is also what important in school. And it's good that they let people to come and join the club so they can be able to learn and know more about disability. So that being a change agent, you will be a change in what you know, not what you don't know, so that you can be able to profound a better what society. So you can see that we sat in a C curve position and they were all listening. They gave me the utmost attention. One of the good things that I really enjoy in this school is they were ever ready. We are meant to start by 9 o'clock. I was in school like 8:45 or 8:20. They were all settling. And when I came in the short video, it said that it was an intercept before all of them were all called and they what? Came in. Everything flew very well. And they are eager and eager that I will come. In fact, they say want me to come like next week. But one of the things is that they are doing revision for their academic classes. After the next week revision, the next one is what exam. So it won't be healthy to disrupt their classes. So I informed them that I'm going to see you guys by January. So I gave them just some few take home thing. How will you react with person with disability you see in school, in church, in mosques, in any way you found yourself? I want to know how you're reacting. Because I want that your reaction should be something of positivity, something that is improved from what you've already learned. And the teachers that were there also tell me that I really enjoyed the class. I really learned something. So with this, I'm getting to see that many people do not know about disability. And I'm not blaming them because me for one, do I know about it? Do I know it today? No. The research I've done today before now, have I done it in areas of disability? No. Have I seen person with disability on the road? Yes. Probably people that are on the road, will I say begging people for money or for arms. But in this community where you can see educated, lighting, transformer, all in one, pushing for what? A greater what? Change agent in the community. I am so you get Monica Arins. Continue watch because I'll be bringing interesting topics. All the days I went to the school, our discussions, I will be bringing it to you so you can be able to learn one or two things. And you know that, like Mama Piggy in Institute of National Transformation say, there is a problem that your name is tied to it. So make sure you solve it. So I guess this is one of the problems that my name is tied to it. And instead of procrastinating, I've started it to the glory of God. I'm happy the turnover of students, not the number, but the impact is what I'm looking at. The quality impact. How do you understand things and perceive it and put it into what? Into action. So you can see how Sam say here, testing with them, teaching them. I was more of teaching, breaking everything down. Because sometimes you forget you're talking with secondary school, speaking to people of the same capability, but I have to break it down so that they will pick it at their level. They can translate it at their level. They can chew it at their own level, and it makes everything so good. So this is Madam Mary from Several also recording to show the group that I attended the program. The outcome was awesome, and we're all doing this together for a better community and for improved society. There's a whole lot that I know that won't fall in this, but with time, I know we're going to do exploit. We're going to empower more and more greater people, and the impact will also be seen in our community. So these are my students. They're wonderful students. One of the things we did when we started is that everybody introduced themselves to me so that I can be able to start picking their names. I need to know each person by name, know that you're from the school. And one of the things they did is also they wrote attendance, which I really like because it's going to help me in knowing the number of girls in my club in the school, how many number of boys in the school. And because to glory of God, I was able to do a branded exercise book for them I ensure that each one of them has what the branded exercise book, and it's strictly for the club. So when they're coming for club, they're coming for the exercise book. They can jot what they have learned. And again, the book that I used, I prepared my presentation in each school. I used to leave the book, the printout with them, so that any point in time, any of the students can ask for it to read and have more in-depth knowledge of our discussion, knowing fully what there is quiz, so they can read it, study it back and front. So thank you. I know that the course of doing this, we all need one another. We all need to make our environment inclusive. We all need to educate people to know this is what disability is all about. Because from this, or even before now, I notice many people react the way they do because they are unaware, because they don't understand. And today I want to bridge that gap of people not being on people under the category unaware, people that are educated but they are not knowledgeable about disability inclusion and different types of inclusion, different types of disability inclusion, and all the challenges and how to mitigate it in our society. Because wherever I find myself, I say, how am I going to adapt? How will other people in similar situation adapt? So the students are really listening. Everywhere was quiet and everything was being assimilated. I really enjoy this outside with the ambience, with good atmosphere, good weather, and our sitting position. So continue watching, continue creating awareness, continue pushing that our country, our community, our society will be a better place. There is no angel that will fall from sky to do it for us. We will change our narrative. We will be able to do that we so much desire till we'll get it. I also say thank you and thank you for watching my channel. Kindly subscribe, kindly comment, and also share. And again, one of the things in this school, there are some schools that boys hardly answer any questions. But in this school, the boys' answers to get also answered. And they'll be able to understand and internalize it and individualize what they've learned so far. So today we'll discuss about disabilities, the means and the misconceptions of person with disability, because people have a particular what idea. They perceive some things very wrong about disability. So today it was being corrected during when we are having our disability cloud to be able to know the truth and what and the lies, so that the truth will set all of us free in this case. So when I finish the classes, I ask them questions: disability, what are the types of disability? Majority, almost all of them, were able to get it very well. Then when I say fine and good, the teacher or the man from the safe had the floor to do was to also add the voice to what I've said and also to introduce herself. That was done very wonderfully, and I give God all the glory. I give God all the glory that this is moving very well and the students are getting the knowledge, getting the awareness, getting the understanding. After the classes, when I had a group photograph, it was really good. I had a good photograph which I also used during the day. Excuse me, I'm doing report for the SEB office. So these are the pictures that I took. This is the pictures today reading the book. So I say thank you for tuning. Thank you for always watching. I will say come, there is interesting things to learn in this channel. My name is Monica Afrinze. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao. Bye.